This daily dose is brought to you by Pirate.Black.
Just like the European meeting, this is probably going to be cut pretty short just because there's not too many updates. So, first thing on my list of things to talk about is the AtomicDEX. So, the integration is, Pirate has been pretty much almost fully completed in terms of being integrated. We just got to get integrated into the GUI, so that's a smooth user experience. We expect that to happen in Q3 of this year. Not exactly sure what month, but we're given a pretty big range just so that we, covering ourselves. But hopefully it's early in Q3. So that's something to look forward to. The treasure chest wallet had an update. There was a hard fork, just like we do every year because of Komodo, so that we stay on their delayed proof of work service. So there's nothing that obviously really changes within Pirate. It's just more about staying on their delayed proof of work DPoW. So it secures our chain. Now, there was a question from earlier today. I forget who asked it, but basically they were wondering if Pirate is still secure, considering the minor capitulation that happens throughout the industry and things like that, especially with Pirate. And short answer is yes. This is the whole reason why we have delayed proof of work, to prevent 51% attacks. So, as you all know, to 51% attack us, you have to 51% attack our chain, Komodo's chain, and Litecoin's chain in order to do so, which is improbable. Highly, highly improbable. And very, very expensive. Next thing on my list is the halving. So, the halving occurred on the 15th last month, and that drops down the mining reward for Pirate to 8. And so it is currently 8 ARRR per block. Great to see that everything's going according to plan and how the emission rate is slowing down now. And one other thing I wanted to address, actually, some people trying to cause FUD, but it's also some people legitimately have the question as to, the emission rate is so high. Why is that? Well, it's to keep up with the rest of the industry, like Monero, things like that. Plus, it's a completely different economic theory. You have all the funds, the majority of the funds out there relatively quickly, and then therefore, once that happens, then you have the whole supply out there, and then people start using it, things like that, and then, it eventually just circulates around the more and more users that do it. Now, comparing that to, say, like Monero, so to address the FUD of, it's pre-mined because nobody knew about Pirate. Well, nobody knew about really Monero when it came out, and there was a lot less people in crypto, and a lot less miners, and a lot less people, and even less people that knew how to mine Monero, because it wasn't easy. So, you can actually say that Pirate was in the same situation as Monero, essentially. So, anyways, I just wanted to bring that stuff up because that's stuff that I've seen probably in the past several weeks that I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of, and, this way you guys are smarter and more knowledgeable on why we did what we did, as well as how the real situation is, rather than, idiots posting FUD and stuff like that. So you're armed with the knowledge to come back against that. Anyways, back to the updates. There is a design that I'm coming up with that I'm almost finished with for the new physical coin for Pirate. It's going to be silver, like I mentioned previously, and I will be posting the art for that sometime next week. And then once everyone's cool with the art, or if the art needs to be tweaked, it'll be tweaked. And then once it's finalized, that's when I'll start getting pre-orders and things like that. So be on the lookout for that. And speaking of pre-orders, hopefully soon, and by soon I mean maybe within about a month or two, pre-orders will hopefully start for the hardware wallet that Mulroy is developing. It's come a long, long way from where he started to where it is now. Actually looks really awesome, and I'm really excited for it. He's done a kick-ass job on all this stuff, so shout out to him for that. Aside from that, one of the development groups on the side is working on poker, multiplayer poker for Pirate. Currently, they're hoping to get funding or funded to get this thing going. They are currently in the stages of, fundraising to actually get this thing off the ground and finished. So be on the lookout for that, hopefully in the next several months. But in the meantime, they're just waiting to hear back from people. So reason to bring that up because that was asked to me in a DM privately, so I figured I'd talk about that. Aside from that, people like Seiko and Wookie and all them are working on the Armada. That's why the Armada is so important, because the whole point of a currency is to be able to use it to get things that you want or need. And with the Armada, that's exactly what we're doing. One thing I wanted to mention was that it's times like these during bear markets where everything is down and things are kind of gloomy for a while that you see which projects are actually doing work. Which projects are still being active and which ones you can pretty much tell are going to survive. Because it's during the bear markets where, you do any repairs to the ship that you may need, you build up the ship, you put armor on it, and you make sure that during the actual calm seas that you're sailing at full speed. If that makes any sense. I'm trying to use as many pirate references as possible. But in all seriousness, though, it's times like these where you see what projects are still working and what goals are being met and so forth. So that's why I'm so happy to be a part of Pirate, because we're constantly working no matter the conditions. Whether the seas are rough or the seas are calm, doesn't matter. Alright guys, well, it seems like nobody has any other questions, so I appreciate everybody coming, and I will catch you all whenever I see you. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you all next time.
Follow the treasure to pirate.black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow. ARRR!